Okay guys, welcome back to the channel. Nice wet day here. Lads behind are just, Barry and Richard, sorting out for the wood chip boiler. We need to create a wood chip bay area where we can load. So I got a couple of concrete panels that were spare, left over. They're a little bit long, so they're just cutting them down to size now, and then they can put them into place. So that's one job for today. That's the haircut. A slightly funny angle. So up at the wood yard, Dave is cleaning out all the crap that comes out of the logs that we produce out of here. We have the Binderberger. We're using our riddle deck, that's been inside, and we've got to clean the logs before we put them into the kiln. So this is what comes out when you're doing these large logs. You get a lot of split, a lot of these split materials, but that's good kindling, so we save that. But you obviously can't put that in people's bags, otherwise I'll be going, why are you selling me a load of rubbish? I wanted logs. And those are all the clean logs ready to go into one of the bins this week. It's quite nice and clean, you can see that, whereas if we go and have a look outside, you'll see that there's a lot more rubbish in the bottom of these piles of logs, just kind of dusty, split stuff that nobody wants. If you just sort of come down here, have a little look, yeah, all this sort of crud coming out there, that's all just got to get cleaned. So that's really our job. We're coming to the end of using the Binderberger at the moment, so we're just trimming up the last of the logs here that we've got, and then we're going to get our little japper back out and start processing all the small stuff, and this will still go through the Binderberger, but here's our japper pile just here, which we'll get that machine out. We've got a fair amount of small logs now to do. We won't be processing so fast, because something the Binderberger does do is it really roars through these large logs, but you know, that's all right. We'll just plug away at it now. We'll probably switch out the bins anyway and start drying some wood chip now. We've had a fair amount of wood chip coming in. This will need to get dried, so that's our next job. Okay, so I'm just up on the heap. I'm pushing up all the dry logs back into the corners here, just making sure we fill all the space up. We're getting pretty full of dry logs. We've got, that's the stuff that Dave is cleaning today. Wood chip shed next door, pretty full as well. So I'll just push up a little bit more with the pusher, and yeah, hopefully that will then just give us a little bit more space for our next kiln change, which is coming out later on in this week. Okay guys, we're just up at the top yard now. We've done a kiln change out of these two boxes. We're actually flipping them over into wood chip now, because we're getting the orders coming through for the wood chip. This is some of the stuff that we chipped up in Snape's wood the other week. It's fairly dry actually, but it's about 35%, so it just needs to be brought down another 10% moisture. It's hot in there, so that will just a little bit of moisture needs to be taken out of that. So that's what we got going there, and we'll just have a look at the rest of the yard now. We've got Ray on the big telehandler cleaning out the logs, just with our tine sort of bucket there, just chucking the logs about. We've got Dave and Brendan just working on cleaning logs that have been cut, put into the shed for our next kiln change down the bottom. So that's what we're doing there. We've got, these are logs that need drying now, and over there is our dried pile. So that's why I just thought I'll flip over the dryer to start drying some chip now. We haven't got masses of logs there. It looks like a big pile, but each cubic metre bag really digs into that. So yeah, there we are. Dave's just taking a full load there for the grill bars. You can see all these looking really nice and clean, super dry. So that's a good job there. Does anybody know what plane this is? Farm's got a new toy here, which is a stone picker. So we've got some fairly aggressive looking ploughs, I suppose, that pick up all the earth, the stones, and it goes over these kind of slightly softy, bendable fingers. Probably takes out a lot of the muck. The remaining muck probably comes out here, and then the stones get dropped out on the side. I suppose you have a little cart that runs along next to this, and yeah, picks up all those useful stones. Okay guys, some of you might have remembered from earlier in the channel, we took down a whole load of massive poplar trees which were here. We got the winch, there's a video up on the channel. But what we're doing now is we're just clearing everything out with the land rake, because all of this we're going to plant cricket-back willows in, because we're right next to a stream. And just on here you can see this just bulks out basically. You can see bullweed down there or whatever it is here, so that just tells you how wet the ground is. So Dave's just ripping everything out. We've got an old fence line along there, we've pulled that out. We've got a new fence in here to keep the horses at bay. So yeah, Dave's just using the land rake, which is just the ideal bit of tooling for this. Just leaves all the stumps behind so they can come in and plant round these now. But this is part of the problem. We spent a lot of time trying to drain all this. We're in here putting drains in, never got it working. So rather than fight nature, we just thought we'll work with it and put in a tree species that actually wants something very wet here. Later on, when that's lost a bit of leaf, we'll probably put a match to that and get that sorted out that way. Okay guys, so we've built our wood chip hopper here for the new boiler. I'm getting the auger extended because that one there is just a little bit too short and it'll be too near this end, and so we won't be sufficiently sucking up all the chip. The boys have bought a whole load of material here to make a kind of funnel shape so all the chip falls into the centre. Otherwise, if I just fill that up, they're saying that the chip will go rotten, so once a year we'll need to get in there and dig it all out, which with a couple of tons or more of wood chip, I can tell you isn't much fun to dig. So hopefully that will then just all slide it towards the central auger and arms. We folded up the Binderberger, so that's in the corner. We had a lot of rain last night, we had about an inch of rain. So our job is to do a little bit of masticing, because it's all coming in under here. And especially where the back, where we're running the guttering to, we haven't pulled it yet. I've got a big water container 30,000 litre water container, which we're going to pour a concrete pad out the back. Farm can use the water on their spraying, because that's much more efficient and obviously cheaper and free compared to the water you get out of the tap. But we'll just show you, we've got the little japper working now. We've got all the small logs to process, so the lads are just doing that at the moment. Okay guys, so we've got the japper bench reset up. These logs here are that's probably about 6 to 8 inches, those ones. So they fly through the japper really nicely. And it's got a 4-way split on it. So we tend to do just those sort of size logs, and it's got a quick cycle time on it, so it's absolutely brilliant for flying through all that stuff. And we're just making a nice heap of that, because a lot of the logs we had come in are this smaller diameter, so we'll do a couple of weeks of using the japper before we bring out the Binderberger again. We've still got our pond in the middle here, proving problematic, so I have to go and clear out the drain. There she is down there. I put a little colander in there, but it doesn't seem to have quite got the job done. Anyway, there we are. More wood chip in the yard. We've done a whole load of screening for a local hotel, which has got a very fine boiler, so that's going out this afternoon, hopefully. There she goes, sucking away nicely, taking all the crap in down below. Got a few holes on the top there just to stop the real big chunks going down, and then I've got a colander underneath, just trying to do a little bit of screening there, so the drain doesn't get completely blocked up, because actually the drain runs along that wall and then cuts halfway across the yard and goes underneath this shed, and there's another drain that runs across this bit that connects up, because it all started getting a bit spongy when we were building this. So yeah, I had to come back and put a few drains in. So the guys are just doing a bit of maintenance on the shed. One of the troubles about this dryer here is it just kicks out a lot of dust, and it all flies up, and that is that's a southwesterly way that it blows it across onto the shed, and then it all gets in the gutterings, and we're getting little plants actually growing up in there. So one of them jobs is just to clean out every so often and keep the whole thing flowing. The other little thing we got the other day was this little JCB truck. I just thought it'd be quite reliable to get into the little sheds, spaces and what have you, that maybe telehandlers aren't so good at getting into, and also just gives us something which is a little bit more reliable than the Macbro, which has been causing us a lot of problems. So yeah, picked that up from Startins. They always got a good stock there, and yeah, we'll see how we get on. I need a headstock to fit, because it's got the JCB tool carrier. I need the pin and cone, but hopefully we'll be able to do the bagging up, screening of things, even pushing up this wood chip with the bucket, because it's got a 4 meter reach with a 2-ton lift. So yeah, we'll just see how that goes. Okay, so we'll just change over the wood chip hit bins here. So it bins on the back now. I've unplugged it. So I'll drive forward into the yard and tip it over in the shed. So there we are, just backing in the shed now. Tipping up. Going at the roof. Coming out all nice and bone dry and nice and hot. And it's 3 days. So yeah, roll forward, try not to hit the roof, empty it down again. Okay guys, so we're just around the back of our new building shed here, which has got the heat exchanger in. We're going to put a very large water tank there to capture all the water. So the guys have dug out, because we need about 4 metre square patch of concrete here. They've dug that out, whacked down some limestone, whacked down the remaining tarmac that we had here. So Barry on Monday can do some boards here, then we can get a truckload of cement in and get that poured. At the same time, we also dug in that blue water line, so we had that all dug up. The guys have done a good job just putting it all in, and we'll get a little bit of insulation for these final bits, so that when Mr. Frost comes knocking, it won't burst those pipes out. And we've just got a little bit of the white stone left over here, so I don't know, we'll probably just blend that in across this face here, smooth that out, yeah, that will then just gradually we can extend our little bit of house standing out over time. Okay guys, I'm just in the wood shed. We've had our 2 bins emptied, this one and this one. Nice and dry, absolutely bone dry, because I left it drying for about 3 days. We'll get that screened out, ready to go out for customers. Nice to see the wood chips starting to move. Just had 2 orders last night. The firewood's still ticking along. A few orders today, a few more for Monday. The bins are back full of wood chip again. We're eating into that pile of wood chip. We've got a bit more coming in over there. This stuff's very nice. This was the stuff we chipped in Snape's Wood. This other stuff is a little bit more whole-treely. Dave's just splitting up logs, dropping them over the top of the big stuff over there. We've got the Japper running all right over there. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed that vid. Thanks for watching. I'll catch you next time.